Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my Author's Answer video for August 2022. The Author's Answer series was started by J.D. Archer and his writing group. J.D. has an AuthorTube channel, but the writing group is based, or was based at least, on a blog system. But anyway, they asked themselves a variety of reading and writing related questions, and I will link to their playlist stuff and my own down below, because I have been answering these questions sequentially, one per month, for the past several years. And I am up this month to question number 66, which is, have you ever thought about quitting writing? And the first thing I think about when I hear this question is that, of course, it's more the opposite for me. Like, you know, that question engenders that you're constantly at the computer or at the pen and paper or whatever, just, you know, can't ever get away from work. And like the stereotypical writer, procrastination is a big name of my game. And I feel like, in a way, the guilty question I can ask myself is, like, how much procrastination can you get away with before you are no longer a writer? That's a hard one. So anyway, for me, I guess the way I can justify calling myself a writer, despite anything else going on in my life, for whatever reason those things might be going on, is, well, the big thing is doing these videos. Well, I guess Author's Answer is sort of a nice fluff thing, to be able to call myself an author while answering these questions. But the big ones that keep me grounded are my quarterly wrap-up videos, one of which is coming at the end of this month or the beginning of October, wherein I have to be accountable to some goals that I set for myself for the last quarter. And so hopefully I've reached at least a couple of them, and then I can justify, you know, calling myself a writer. You know, sometimes people want to step away from writing because of how hard it is, or demoralizing. So, for example, I just got my annual short story rejection from the Baltimore Review, alas. But I can try to put it in a more positive light to keep myself in the game. This year it took them longer than usual to reject my short story, so maybe I'm getting better. Another weird roundabout thing for me in writing and procrastination is sometimes I procrastinate on my writing with writing. In fact, maybe this question can kind of apply to my nonfiction writing, which I seem to get involved with month after month, no matter how much time it takes up. I tend to write at least 3 blog posts for my 3 blogs, plus my literary newsletter, plus reviewing every book I read. So I find that stuff easier to write, in fact, than my fiction, and sometimes I cheat on my fiction writing time by writing that stuff, you know, because I have sort of stronger deadlines usually for myself with nonfiction, and wanting to get things up monthly or after reading a book or what have you. In the same way, I can kind of justify that with TV watching, or at least some of it, because most of my TV watching I do to be very analytical and to, you know, include in blog posts. Although then we get into, you know, YouTube and booktube watching. Booktube watching, it takes up a fair bit of my time. I mean, and it's a great community and so many great videos, but it certainly doesn't directly impact my writing. And from there, you know, I spend a lot of time reading, which I would say indirectly is, you know, beneficial for writing, you know, to, you know, keep your mind fresh with other stories and other ideas, but of course, time is finite. But I still, despite the fact that fiction is the writing I guess I find the most difficult, I still am drawn to it. And sometimes I guess that means, you know, attacking things with goals if you know, can't get to them some other way. So again, that's why I have some quarterly wrap-up goals that, you know, apply solely to fiction. And I belong to a writer salon, and the time I spent with them, I try, and I mostly succeed with taking that time for fiction writing. And I recently joined a beta reading group for my fantasy novel, which I'm really hoping might be able to jumpstart me there, because I have all these great ideas for my fantasy novel, but it can be hard on your own to really dive into them and make sense of them. You know, the truth is that, you know, even though writing is supposed to be a lonely endeavor, I think having, you know, company and support can really help, especially with lofty ideas and how to get them onto the page. So I'm kind of hoping something comes of this group, or it might just be something to trial and error with for the first chapters. We'll see what happens, but no matter what happens, I think I have some other ideas for, it might be time to, join a critique group if something here doesn't turn into a critique group. So maybe that's something I'll consider for my next quarterly goals video. We'll see. So yeah, I guess that about wraps that question up, or the non-answer I gave for that question, or probably more accurately, the more honest answer I gave about those issues. Another procrastination item that keeps me away directly from writing anyway is this BookTube channel. And on that note, expect to see me back here again in the next few days with my latest Am reading video, where I do talk about those pesky books I'm reading instead of doing some writing. So stay tuned for that. I hope one thing this video can do is be an indirect cheerleader to anyone watching, to say, if you're a writer, I am cheering you on. Definitely try NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, because that's a great way to sort of take in the energy of community excitement about writing and see what it can do for your own. So there's my big tip for you all and for myself as well, coming up in a couple months. So if you need the time to plan, hopefully you can have some time to plan for that as well. So yeah, pep talk over, and I hope you're all doing very well. Keep writing, everybody, and I'll see you next time.